Dawn in the Amazon. The sun's first light slips between tall trees and giant leaves. The air hums with the calls of birds and insects. Yet today, something feels different. The jungle floor seems to ripple. The ground shifts, as if breathing. You crouch low, drawn by a strange, steady rustle. Then you see them. A shining, moving carpet spreads across the earth. Millions of small, dark bodies. Ants. The army's here. Their lines shimmer, twisting through roots and fallen leaves, climbing over anything that stands in their way. All around, the jungle reacts. Creatures leap, crawl, or fly to safety. Even snakes and scorpions flee. The ants come on, relentless and unstoppable. You realize you're not just an observer, you are part of their world now. Will you survive? Every instinct screams at you to run. You freeze as the tide of ants approaches. Your heart pounds. Are army ants just another jungle danger, or something far worse? A monkey shrieks and swings away as the ants spread like water, flowing over everything. No wall, rock or root stops them for long. People have faced army ants before. Some survived, others did not. What makes the difference? Speed, cleverness, luck? You sense that survival is possible. Others have done it. But how? As the swarm draws closer, you wonder what secrets these ants hold. Army ants are not like other ants. They do not build permanent nests. They are nomads, always on the move. Their home is wherever the queen leads them. Together they form a living, shifting colony, sometimes as many as 20 million strong. These ants live in Central and South America. The rainforest is their kingdom. By day and by night they march, hunting in swarms for food. Their colony is a single mind, a superorganism, each ant a cell in a vast living body. When not marching, they form a bivouac, a nest made of their own bodies. Worker ants link together, creating living walls and chambers. Inside, the queen lays thousands of eggs. The next generation grows, ready to march again. This cycle never ends. The army ants march, hunt, and move on, leaving nothing but silence behind. Their only law: survive together or not at all. It is not just their numbers that make army ants terrifying. It is their unity. Each ant alone is small and weak, but together they are a force of nature. They move and attack as one. No prey is too large, no obstacle too great. Army ants do not see in the way humans do. They follow chemical trails laid down by scouts. Each ant knows its place and role, soldiers at the front, smaller workers behind. If something blocks their path, the ants climb over, under, or through it. Their jaws are like scissors, able to slice through skin and shell. Some ants cut, others sting. When they surround an enemy, they work together, pulling and biting until nothing is left. Even the biggest animals respect their fury. This is why the jungle moves aside. The ants are more than insects. They are a living flood. You feel the power in their march. It is not anger, it is nature, pure and unstoppable. The question remains, can you stand against it? Sometimes the only answer is to get out of the way. Imagine thousands of ants moving as one. They form living highways, 3 or 4 ants wide. Some build bridges with their bodies, linking leaf to leaf, rock to rock. Others become ladders, helping the swarm cross gaps and climb trees. At the front, soldier ants with giant jaws clear the way. Smaller workers follow, carrying food, eggs, and the youngest ants. Together they pour through the forest like a black wave, unstoppable and always searching. If a log blocks the path, they swarm over it. If water floods their trail, they link together, floating like a raft. When danger comes, they form tight clusters, each ant clinging to the others. Their unity is their strength. How can such tiny creatures create such order, such power? It is a lesson in teamwork written in every step. But what happens to those who cannot move aside? The army ants do not come quietly. As they march, the jungle explodes with life. Insects scatter, spiders dash for cover, lizards leap up trees, birds swoop low, snatching prey, fleeing from the ants, even snakes slip away, searching for safety. Some animals use the ants' invasion to hunt. Antbirds follow the swarm, feeding on creatures flushed from hiding. Larger animals watch from a distance, careful not to get too close. The ants leave nothing behind but bare earth and broken shells. The air fills with noise and movement. The line between hunter and hunted blurs. For a moment, all life in the jungle seems to revolve around the ants. It is chaos, but also order, a pattern repeated through time. Would you run, hide, or freeze in fear? The answer may decide your fate. Why does everything run from army ants? It is not just the bites, it is the certainty of defeat. Alone, a single ant is harmless. Together, 1,000,000 ants are impossible to fight. The jungle has learned this lesson well. Army ants have no mercy. They attack any living thing in their path. Small animals are overwhelmed in seconds. Even larger creatures risk injury. The ants' unity is their power and their warning. For the jungle, fleeing is survival. Birds, snakes, and mammals all know the same rule: move or be eaten. Some creatures have adapted to recognize the ants' scent. Others watch for the movement of fleeing insects. Nature has taught them to heed the warning. You feel it too, the instinct to move, to get out of the way. But what if you cannot? What if you are trapped, surrounded by the relentless swarm? The ants do not stop for pleas or cries. In the jungle, hesitation can be fatal. The ants reach your boots first. A few scouts climb, tickling your skin. Then more come, pouring over your legs, biting and stinging. Their jaws dig in, sharp as thorns. Pain burns in 100 tiny points. You try to brush them off, but more arrive. For animals too slow or trapped, the swarm is deadly. Army ants can strip a frog or a mouse to bone in minutes. Their teamwork is perfect, biting, pulling, tearing as one. Even larger creatures can be blinded or driven away in terror, yet most humans escape. The pain is sharp, but not deadly. If you move quickly, the ants cannot keep up. They do not chase, they simply march on, cleaning the path. For humans, survival is usually a matter of moving aside before it is too late. The ants are not evil. They do not hunt for revenge. They are a force, blind, united, and unstoppable. Survival is about timing, not strength. Will you remember to move when the ground comes alive? The real danger is not pursuit. Army ants do not chase. They march, and anything in their way is doomed. It is being unable to move, trapped by accident or fear, that spells disaster. The jungle knows this truth. So must you. If you see the ants coming, the answer is simple. Step aside, let the swarm pass. Wait until silence returns and the ground is still. The ants will leave as they came, swift, silent, and gone. Some stories tell of entire villages moving out of the ants' path. People lift their children, animals, and food, waiting for the army to pass. It is not heroism, it is wisdom, learned through generations. In nature, strength is not always enough. Sometimes survival is about knowing when to yield. When the army comes, the bravest step is often a simple one: stepping aside. Army ants are not just killers. They are cleaners, recyclers, and balancers of the jungle. Wherever they march, they sweep away the weak, the sick, and the dead. They return life to the soil, feeding plants and trees for miles around. Without army ants, the rainforest would suffer. Dead insects and small animals would pile up. Disease would spread. The jungle needs its army to stay healthy, just as the army needs the jungle to survive. Their march is a cycle. Death and life, order and chaos, all turning in nature's endless wheel. The ants are both feared and respected. When you watch the army ants, you see more than danger. You see the heartbeat of the jungle itself. Surviving an army ant invasion is not about size or strength. It is about awareness, wisdom, and respect for nature's rules. The ants are relentless, but not cruel. They teach us that sometimes the best answer is not to fight, but to move. Army ants are just one of the jungle's many wonders. They remind us to be alert, to notice the smallest changes, and to trust our instincts. In the face of nature's power, humility is a strength. To survive is to know when to yield, when to watch, and when to act. The jungle rewards those who listen. The jungle is never still. Its secrets are endless. Army ants are just one part of a vast, living tapestry. There is so much more to see, so much more to learn. Every path leads to new wonders, new questions, and new adventures. Never stop exploring. Listen to the whispers of the leaves, the calls of the birds, and the marching feet of the ants. The world is waiting, full of marvels and mysteries. All you need is curiosity and respect for the wild. Let the story of the army ants inspire you. Nature's lessons are everywhere for those who look. The real adventure is in discovery.